All right, we launched our first tool recently, our first resource, or at least our first paid resource, I should say. It is this house cleaning quoting dashboard. You can quote new clients with confidence. It helps you strike that perfect balance between profitability and client satisfaction. You can download it for $47 at the rcf.com/quoting tool. For the first 10, this $40 off code works. There have been 3 people that have used it so far, so there are 7 left. It's the same code. It will work every single time until that 10th one is used. So you add in your information here, you take that code, you can apply it here. See, it says the total is $47, but when I apply this, it takes $40 off. We are doing this because we hope to get some feedback and improve this rapidly. What we have here is pretty good for a first version. Okay. It has everything you need to confidently, accurately quote a house cleaning job, and it gives you a one-time deep clean price and then a recurring price, like a recurring per visit, and then kind of like a discount from there. You can see it here on my screen, although I believe it's going to be a bit smaller right away, so we break it down. It always begins with company and client information. When you first access this calculator, you should fill this out under the default tab. That way, you'll never have to fill it out again. Client information, very standard: name, email, phone number, their street address, city, state, and zip code. We have a company field and a street to field, like if people have an apartment number, if they have a suite number, or if they own a company. If it is a red, if like the cell is in red, it means it needs to be filled. It's information that needs to be taken care of. So the company and street to are okay. Additional information, we want to get their preferred method of contact, their reason for getting a quote, and whether or not they've hired a cleaner before. These answers help us direct the conversation and give us things to speak on, and that way we can tailor the conversation in a way that's much more customized to what they actually want and what they need, and it will help you sound way more confident. So will this special requests section. As the conversation progresses, you're going to be typing notes and leaving them here, but do it in a way that the client is going to see them. This is going to show that you were listening to them, but it's also going to serve as a reference for you to go back and see what they want and yet again tailor the conversation a little bit more to what they want exactly. This shows up again on that proposal. Once you quote the tool, it's ready for, it has a proposal automatically generated. You can print it out, save it as a PDF, and attach it in an email so you have a super professional, very clean proposal, estimate, whatever you want to call it, that you can send out to your prospective clients, and it works. It gets the job done. All right, section 1. This is where we're going to get into the meat of the whole quote. We've got mileage, we've got cleanliness, we've got decoration level, then we've got our frequencies: weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, one-time deep clean. Then below that are the discounts section. I think that these could be labeled a little bit better, but it works for right now. But this is where you're going to begin, right? So remember, you have your address here, and by now you have their address. So there is a button. I hope it's up here. Oh, it's not on this one. We have a button now that will automatically calculate the mileage round trip from your office to the client's home. Based on that information, it will provide you a pricing right to the right of it. So if there's no pricing, if there's nothing, it just leaves it blank. We'll do a walkthrough quote. I'll show you what I mean. We'll get there. Cleanliness is scale of 1 to 10. 1 being very dirty, 10 being very clean. Ask them what they would rate themselves. Same thing for decoration. On if they are 1, very decorated, or 10, a minimalist. This lets you know how complex the space is, the home or the office. If they've got a lot of things on the walls, if they've got a lot of furniture, things like that. Get their rating. And as you use this quoting tool, you will see how it affects the pricing. It's very important to note that the pricing here that shows up right away is going to be incorrect until you have the full quote. Okay. So it's going to look a little funky until you have the whole quote set up. Again, I'll show you what that means in the example. So you've got your frequency. You must select one here, and you cannot have more than one selected. Discounts. At $1,500 and below, they are offered a little bit of a discount because their size is a little bit smaller than average. Above that, it's priced according to size. Discounts where it says 0, you can enter in whatever number you want to have ultimate flexibility over this price. If you want to offer someone, once you do this quote, you find the pricing and you, for whatever reason, want to offer a $20 discount, this is where you add it. Section 2, we've again got our square foot, but that's automatically populated where in the spot we just did it. So we don't like entering information twice. This is a section where we are figuring out how long it's going to take us the first time we clean someone's house. So regardless if they are recurring interest or not, they need to have a first clean from us. This is where we get that information. So we've got our square footage. This says, okay, it's going to take us about 4 hours and 15 minutes to clean 1,500 square foot. Unless we have some rooms that we want windows, blinds, and walls washed. What you put here represents the number of rooms for any of the below, windows, blinds, or wall washing. The number of rooms go here. Check yes or no whether or not they want the insides of their fridge or stove done. If they don't want it, just leave it unchecked. That's okay. And again, cleanliness and decoration are taken from section 1 automatically. We already took care of that. All right, so we've figured out how long it's going to take, about how long it's going to take on that first clean. Let's customize this more and see what they really want. Let's learn more about these rooms. Section 3 consists of your standard rooms, okay? How many bedrooms do they have? Bathrooms, whoops, I can't click these. Kitchen, living room, dining room, number of pets. This is, outside of just getting the square footage, this is really the most basic information that you're ever going to get from someone on a quote, okay? I believe that once you are at the section 3 spot, you have a really accurate quote, but we also have section 4 for further customization, okay? One thing I want to note before moving on to that one are the bathrooms. There are 3 spots for bathrooms. That's because a main bathroom is different from a full bathroom, which is also different from a half bathroom. So if there's 2.5 bathrooms, right? It would look like 1 main bath, 1 full bath, and 1 half bath. Don't enter 0.5, enter 1 half bath. So it has it here. There are 3 spots broken up for bathrooms. Okay. So when I say I believe you have everything you need at this point to give a pretty clear quote, this doesn't mean it's going to be exactly what they want. This means that if you needed to give someone a quote really quickly and on the spot, you need to get this information before you can give them an honest to God quote. You can't give them a quote based on anything else prior to that. You need to know about these standard rooms. You really do. You need to know if they have pets. However, We like to customize it because no two clients are the same, no two houses are the same, no two households, all that good stuff. None of them are the same. So let's figure out what they want. Let's figure out if they want their basement done. If they say they'd like their basement done every other time, let's say they're a monthly client, but they would like it done every other month. That's a great note to drop back up here in the special requests. It shows them you were listening. So now when you go and send this to your team, they know that this person, at what cadence they want their basement done. It's better to get this stuff right away, get it notated on the front end so that we can then use it to educate the rest of our team. And it also shows the client that we were listening on that proposal, and it will win you clients. It will win you deals. So I'm not going to go through all these extras. You can read them here. I'll kind of scroll a little slower if you really want to check them out. Stairs is, I guess, a common one. Mudroom, you've got closet. Ultimately, you do have total control over how much you charge for each of these. However, these are battle-tested, full-on, proven prices that you can use with confidence right now, right? If you are concerned, like if you start pricing people, quoting people, winning jobs, and your cleaner is not cleaning in the allotted amount of time, refer to section 2 where it estimates the total amount of time it takes to clean their home. We usually overestimate here, but if your cleaner is taking longer than this, something is off. Perhaps revisit with them and make sure they get back on track. Again, this pricing is full on, battle tested, it is proven. You can, though, change the pricing per rooms if you desire. However, when you start, go with confidence in quoting these jobs. If you're going to change the pricing, it's because you have experience in saying, hey, we need to change this because this is what happens. These are not guesses, is what I'm trying to say. Section 5 is for the one-time deep cleans only. Okay? Oh, there it is. So at the bottom of section 4, you'll have your pricing breakdown. I'll show you what I mean in the example as well. Section 5 is a replica of what we entered in section 2. It's that first clean, right? But if they only want a one-time deep clean, they're only ever going to get a first clean from us, so it's the same here. However, they are not eligible for our special pricing, right? So we charge this. This one is being charged at $100 per labor hour. $100 an hour for those cleaners. I guess I'll have to actually ask Chris if he's charging per labor hour or if this is per cleaner. I believe it's per labor hour. But that $500 turns to $400. See this first clean price here. If they sign up with recurring package, with a recurring cleaning package with us. Then it also gives us the price per visit after that based on whether or not they're weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. We charge them differently. Here is our very clean, very simple, high converting proposal that reiterates what we just had in that conversation. It shows up with a special request here, and it populates that first clean or that price per visit pricing based on whether or not they want recurring. If they want one-time clean, it shows up in that bottom section. From there, you can save it, print it as a PDF, attach it to an email, and send it off to your client, and they will come back and say, that sounds incredible, put us on your schedule. Or that's the idea anyway. So now that I have explained that at length, let me go get quoting tool itself. So if you've purchased this, you should be able to go to rcfu.nurturely.io. I wonder if that'll... Let me take this library v2 off. Let me see what it takes me to here. rcfu.nurturely.io takes you to everything you own with regard to the RCF. House cleaning quoting tool is in here. This is where you access the latest link. I tried to put this out as much as possible. This link is access only. You will not be able to use it. To make it your own and use it, you have to click make a file, make a copy, and save it as your own. Rename it to whatever you want, but save it as your own. To go through what basically I just explained to you how to use this quoting tool is reiterated again here in text form. If you have any questions at all, refer to this spot. If you still are unsure, reach out to us. All right. This link is right here, quoting tool. This is going to be, it's going to be empty for you to start. I'm going to reset this. It's going to be empty. So when you first come in here, after you've done this, make a copy, add it as your own, what you need to do is fill out support@yourcompany.com, the phone number. Website is homecleaning.com, and the address, I actually have to put a real one in here. 48706. Okay, let's say we're talking to the client. I will be the client. My phone number is, it's okay, my email at outlook.com. And where do I live? Let's say I live, let's say I live in Reese. Bay City, 48757. All right, we've got a client information, right? How do we like to be contacted? Well, they prefer a phone call. What's the reason for getting a quote? To improve their health. Their place is super dirty and they would just like a cleaner home. Have they hired a cleaner before? If you're not sure, you can leave it as so. No, let's say no. All right, this is where your special request. I'm not going to spend any time typing there. You get the idea. This is to serve as your notepad for that conversation. Okay. All right. Section 1, modifiers is what it's called. So mileage, you can ultimately enter whatever number you want to in here. But if we click this calculate mileage button, I must have got an error from that. Oops. Let me try this. Bay City 1406. I'm not on the latest one. The script is on the other one. Okay, so this one, it would auto-populate there. Round trip, 40 miles. So we're charging $22 there. Ultimately, you can charge whatever you'd like. $15 or 15 miles is no charge. Cleanliness on a scale of 1 to 10, very dirty, very clean. Let's say they give themselves a 4. Don't look at any of the pricing there yet. Again, that is not valid until the whole quote is complete. Continue on, just don't worry about any of this yet. Decoration level. Are they very decorated or are they a minimalist? I'm going to say they're a little bit on, they don't consider themselves very decorated. Yeah, let's call it that. They're interested in a bi-weekly service, okay? Don't click anything more than 1, but make sure at least 1 is selected. All right, how big is your home? Let's say 2,200. Discounts, you can add in whatever you want here. It just adds its negative there. So at the end of the day, it'll discount it. We're not doing that here for this example though. So we move on to section 2. square foot taken from above. Let's say they have 2 rooms that they want windows, blinds, and walls washed. Okay. They also want the inside of their stove and the inside of their fridge cleaned. From there, we know, we have a guess, a very good guess, an estimate, if you will, and how long it's going to take us to clean that house the first time. So when we see 7 here, we say it's going to take us about 5 to 7 hours. This is our rate, and we will charge you this according to how many hours we actually were there. Okay. At the end of the day, we would adjust the invoice. We're not going to try to get in there and cut corners and skimp out on time and then charge them for more. We're going to be honest with what we charge them in an hourly rate as well. It's just difficult to provide someone a standard hourly rate because every single home is different. But now we're at section 2. We move on to section 3. So they wanted bi-weekly. So we are not looking, even though we're on section 3, section 5 is a one-time deep clean. We don't have to worry about anything there. Okay. Square foot, 2,200. How many bedrooms do you want cleaned? Well, there are 3 bedrooms. One of them doesn't need to be touched. We'll just do that. We've got 1 main bathroom for sure, 1 full bathroom, and 1 half bathroom. We also want our kitchen done. Living room, the dining room is part of that entryway. We don't really need that done, but we do have a dog. Okay. At this point, once you're done with section 3, you probably have a full enough quote, an idea to give them. Okay. So you could say it's going to take it, like if it's going to take us 7 hours. If you're interested in recurring, we can do that for $560 that first time. After that, every month it's going to be $202.55, or you can round up. You can even have it round up to the nearest dollar if you want. If you select 2 here, it shows an error. If you select none, it shows an error. So you must have 1 selected. Again, we would ignore this because they want recurring interest. If they were one-time clean only, we check that. It throws an error because we can't give them a per visit price. It doesn't give them that cheaper rate. It only shows $700 here. That's what we would quote them. But still, we remember it will take us about 5 to 7 hours. So really, this quote is like $500 to $700, depending on, or based on what we know from here. Okay. Now, once we have all of this, you also have a proposal that is ready to go, and that is found here in the proposal. This would populate with the client information. Oh, I see what I did. Let me do it like this. It's because I filled the default worksheet. Okay, see, it fills it all in right here. We've got our company, contact information, client's contact information, frequency, area, estimated service, and all of this basically reiterating what they want. It's got their special requests. It reiterates this pricing as well, and it's got a spot for them to sign. So once we have it here, we do nothing except control, print P. I don't know why it's landscape. It should be portrait. And now, if you were to just save this as a PDF, you have a proposal you can send over to a new client that looks great, that gets the job done, and shows exactly what they want, customized to exactly what they need. Had a few hiccups here. I'm going to have to undo all of this. Because this is supposed to be all blank. Excellent. Because then this is the default to when you go here and hit reset, it resets everything and allows you to start a new quote. So that is the house cleaning quoting tool. That is our first product that the RCF has actually released. We have 10 of those coupon codes that gives you $40 off that initial price. Well, there are only 7 left. I know 3 people purchased it, so not a ton yet. We ran a few ads to it, but we haven't pushed it to our list yet. So if you're seeing this, it's probably on YouTube. but you're one of the first to see that whole walkthrough like that. And wasn't half bad. I know I got to figure out that mileage auto calculation, but I know it's working on the latest version. So go ahead, check it out, buy it, use it, give us that feedback. We'd love to hear how we can make this even better and make it so it can help you close more sales. So the next 7 that come through, we're looking for feedback from y'all. So thank you again for hanging out with us here at the RCF. We'll talk to you soon.